Let me ask you something. So if today was the last page of your story, would you be proud of what you wrote? You have one life, not two, not five, not a backup plan hidden somewhere in the clouds. One life, one heartbeat at a time, one opportunity to wake up every morning and decide who you're going to be. The average human lives around 4,000 weeks. That's it, 4,000. When you realize that number, it hits differently. Because suddenly, someday doesn't feel safe anymore. Later doesn't feel guaranteed. And one day I will start sounding like a lie we tell ourselves to feel comfortable. The truth is, time is not waiting for you to be ready. It's moving right now. And every second you spend doubting yourself, shrinking your dreams, or living by someone else's expectations is a second you will never get back. So today, I want to give you 3 truths. 3 reminders that will challenge you, wake you up, and push you forward. Because you have one life. Don't waste it. Stop living on autopilot. Most people don't even realize they're doing it. They wake up to an alarm they hate, reach for a phone they didn't need, scroll through lives they secretly envy, and step into a routine they never consciously chose. Day after day, week after week, year after year. And one day they look up and wonder where the time went. Life was never meant to be something you get through. It was meant to be something you feel, something you build, something you fight for. But autopilot is seductive. It's easy. It asks nothing from you except compliance, no risks, no hard questions, no uncomfortable growth. Just repetition without intention is slow decay. There's a difference between being alive and living. Your heart can beat, your lungs can breathe, your body can move, But if your mind is numb and your dreams are buried under distraction, are you truly living? Almost half of our waking hours are spent thinking about something other than what we're actually doing. Think about that. Nearly half your life is mentally somewhere else, in the past, in the future, in comparison, in doubt, but not here, not now. Autopilot steals presence. And when you're not present, you don't make conscious choices. You react, you drift, you accept what's given instead of creating what's possible. Maybe you told yourself this is just how life is. Maybe you convinced yourself that stability is the same as fulfillment. Maybe you silenced that voice inside you that once whispered you were made for more, but that voice never really goes away. It just gets quieter the longer you ignore it. Autopilot is dangerous because it feels safe. There's no immediate pain, no dramatic collapse, just a slow fade, a slow settling, a slow shrinking of the person you could become. You don't wake up one morning and decide to waste your potential. It happens in small moments when you choose comfort over courage, when you choose distraction over discipline, when you choose approval over authenticity. And those small choices compound. Look at your daily routine, the hours you spend, the conversations you have, the thoughts you repeat. Are they building the future you want, or are they maintaining a life you're tolerating? It's easy to blame circumstances, your job, your background, your responsibilities. And yes, life is hard. Responsibilities are real, but even within limitation, there's always a choice in how you show up. There are people who work 9-hour shifts and still come home to build their dream. There are people who failed publicly and still chose to try again. There are people who were told you can't and decided that was never the final answer. The difference is intention. When you live intentionally, you stop asking what's easiest and start asking what's meaningful. You start questioning the script you've been handed. Who told you what success looks like? Who decided the timeline of your life? Who convinced you that playing small was safer than standing out? Autopilot thrives on unchallenged beliefs. It feeds on routine without reflection. But growth begins with awareness that your time is limited, awareness that your habits are shaping you, awareness that your current path is either leading you closer to your purpose or further from it. Imagine yourself 5 years from now if nothing changes. Same mindset, same habits, same fears. Does that excite you, or does it scare you? Or does it scare you? Now imagine 5 years of intentional action, 5 years of choosing growth over excuses, 5 years of showing up even when you don't feel like it. That version of you exists, but not by accident. Autopilot tells you you have time. Intentional living reminds you time is being used right now. There's a story of people in their final days who were asked about their biggest regrets. Over and over again, the answer wasn't about money or status. It was about not living true to themselves, not taking chances, not expressing love, not pursuing what mattered. Regret is heavy, and it doesn't come from failure. It comes from inaction. Failure teaches, inaction haunts. You're not afraid of failing as much as you're afraid of being judged, of being seen, trying, of stepping outside the predictable pattern that keeps everyone comfortable. But let me tell you something. The cost of staying the same is far greater than the risk of change. When you wake up tomorrow, you have a choice. You can reach for the same excuses, or you can reach for intention. Start small. You don't have to flip your life upside down overnight, but you do have to wake up. Wake up to your habits, wake up to your environment, wake up to your circle. The people around you either expand your vision or shrink it. The content you consume either fuels your ambition or numbs it. You cannot build a powerful life with a passive mindset. Living intentionally means asking yourself uncomfortable questions. Why am I here? What do I want to be remembered for? If fear wasn't a factor, what would I pursue? Biden, and then taking one step toward that answer. It might be signing up for the course, sending the email, going to the gym, starting the project, having the hard conversation, turning off the noise. One step breaks autopilot. And once you taste progress, even small progress, something shifts. You realize you are not stuck. You are not powerless. You are not defined by yesterday's decisions. Momentum is built through awareness and action. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a conscious one. There will be days you feel tired, days you question yourself, days when autopilot tries to pull you back into comfort. But every time you choose presence over passivity, you strengthen your character. Discipline is remembering what you want long after the feeling of motivation fades. You weren't designed to blend into the background of your own life. You weren't given dreams just to ignore them. You weren't given talents just to bury them under routine. There is something inside you that refuses to settle completely. That's not restlessness. That's potential. Autopilot keeps you average. Intention pushes you toward extraordinary. And extraordinary doesn't mean famous. It means fulfilled. It means aligned. It means looking in the mirror and knowing you're not hiding from your own potential. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be awake. Awake to your power. Awake to the fact that no one else can live this life for you. Years from now, you will either thank yourself for stepping up or you will question why you didn't. Stop numbing. Stop postponing your own growth. Be here, be intentional, be brave enough to disrupt your own routine. Because the moment you turn off autopilot is the moment you start truly living. Growth only happens in discomfort. Let that sink in. Every level you want in life is hiding behind something that makes you uncomfortable. The stronger body is behind the last painful rep. The successful business is behind the risk of failure. The confident voice is behind the fear of speaking up. The life you dream about is on the other side of the resistance you keep avoiding. We all say we want to grow. We say we want better results, better health, better relationships, a better future. But when discomfort shows up, we retreat, we hesitate, we negotiate with our excuses. Comfort feels safe. It feels warm. It feels predictable. But comfort is also where potential goes to sleep. Think about this. E-gym. Muscles don't grow when the weight is light. They grow when the muscle fibers are pushed beyond what they're used to, when they're strained, when they're stressed. The soreness you feel the next day isn't a sign of damage. It's a sign of adaptation. Your body is rebuilding itself stronger than before. Your mind works the same way. Every time you avoid a challenge because it's uncomfortable, you reinforce weakness. Every time you lean into the discomfort, you build resilience. And resilience is what separates those who dream from those who do. There's a reason most people stay where they are. It's not because they lack talent. It's not because they lack intelligence. It's because they avoid discomfort at all costs. They stay in jobs they hate because change feels risky. They stay silent because speaking up feels scary. They postpone their goals because starting feels overwhelming. But here's the truth. The pain of staying the same eventually becomes greater than the pain of change. Look at anyone who has achieved something meaningful. An athlete who trains before sunrise. An entrepreneur who invested everything into an idea, a student who studied while others partied. None of them were comfortable. They were uncertain. They were tired. They were doubted, but they kept going. Discomfort is not a sign you're on the wrong path. It's often a sign you're growing. Think about the first time you tried something new, the first day at a new school, the first presentation at work, the first time you stepped into a gym. Your heart raced, your palms sweated, your mind filled with doubt. But over time, what once felt terrifying became normal. That's growth. What scares you today can become your strength tomorrow if you don't run from it. There's research in psychology that talks about the comfort zone and the growth zone. Inside the comfort zone, you feel safe but stagnant. Step slightly beyond it and you enter the growth zone where learning, confidence, and progress happen. Step too far without preparation and you hit panic. But growth doesn't require panic. It requires consistent stretching. Small, daily discomfort builds extraordinary resilience. Waking up earlier than you want to, choosing discipline over distraction, having the hard conversation instead of avoiding it, applying for the opportunity even if you might get rejected. Rejection hurts. Failure stings. Criticism can shake you, but none of those things can destroy you unless you let them define you. Failure is feedback. Discomfort is training. Pressure is preparation. Coal doesn't become a diamond in comfort. It becomes a diamond under pressure. You are no different. Right now, there is something in your life you've been avoiding, something you know you need to do, a step you've been postponing, a risk you've been calculating for too long. That hesitation you feel, that's the doorway to your next level. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in spite of it. You don't eliminate discomfort, you build a higher tolerance for it. Every time you choose the hard thing, you send a message to yourself, I can handle this. And that belief compounds. Confidence isn't built by positive thinking alone, it's built by proof. By showing yourself again and again that you can survive difficulty. Imagine who you could become if you stopped running from what challenges you. If instead of asking, how can I make this easier? You asked, how can I grow through this? Growth might mean leaving an environment that no longer serves you. It might mean learning a new skill from scratch. It might mean admitting you were wrong and choosing to improve. None of that feels good in the moment, but neither does regret. Regret is the heaviest discomfort of all because it comes too late. You will never look back and regret the times you tried your hardest. You won't regret the early mornings, the discipline nights, the risks taken with intention. You will regret the chances you didn't take because you were afraid of temporary discomfort. Your future self is built by the uncomfortable decisions you make today. When you feel resistance, lean in. When you feel doubt, move anyway. When you feel tired, remember why you started. This doesn't mean ignoring rest or burning out. It means understanding that meaningful growth requires friction. It requires effort. It requires stepping into spaces where you're not the most skilled person in the room yet. Discomfort is a teacher. It reveals your weaknesses so you can strengthen them. It exposes your fears so you can confront them. It stretches your limits so you can expand them. If your life feels stagnant, ask yourself, when was the last time I chose discomfort on purpose? Of comfort builds routine. Discomfort builds character. And character is what carries you when motivation fades. The path to a stronger body, a sharper mind, a deeper faith, a greater impact. It's not smooth, it's uphill, it's challenging, it tests you. But every step you take through discomfort transforms you. You don't grow by wishing, you grow by working. You don't evolve by avoiding, you evolve by engaging. You don't become extraordinary by staying comfortable. Growth only happens in discomfort. So step into it. Your time is your greatest asset, not your money, not your status, not your connections, time, because money can be earned again. Status can be rebuilt, connections can be recreated, but time, once it leaves your hands, it never comes back. Not for anyone, not for the rich. Not for the powerful, not for the talented. Every single person you admire has the same 24 hours you do, the D. Difference is not in the amount of time, it's in the awareness of it. Most people live as if time is unlimited, as if there will always be another Monday, another month, another year to start. We say things like, I'll do it later, or I'll start next week, or I'm still young. But the truth is, later is not promised. Next week is not guaranteed, and youth fades faster than you think. The average human lifespan is around 4,000 weeks, that's it. When you break it down like that, it stops feeling endless. It starts feeling urgent. And yet, how much of that time do we waste? Hours scrolling through content that adds no value. Days worrying about opinions that don't matter. Weeks procrastinating on goals that could change our lives. Months staying in environments that drain our energy. Years postponing dreams because we're not ready. Time doesn't wait for readiness. It moves anyway. Think about the last year of your life. It felt long while you were in it, but now it feels like a blur. Moments that once felt distant are now memories. Conversations you thought you would never forget have faded. Days you assumed would last forever are gone. That's how quickly time moves. And the scary part is not that time moves fast. It's that we often move slow to take action, slow to forgive, slow to commit, slow to change. You can't control how much time you get, but you can control how you use it. Every minute is an investment. The question is, what are you investing in diet? If you invest your time in distractions, you get stagnation. If you invest your time in discipline, you get growth. If you invest your time in learning, you get wisdom. If you invest your time in your health, you get strength. If you invest your time in the people you love, you get connection. Your life is simply the result of how you've spent your hours. Small choices compound, 30 minutes a day. Reading becomes over 180 hours a year. 1 hour a day working on your dream becomes 365 hours of progress. A daily workout becomes hundreds of sessions shaping your body and mind. On the other hand, 1 hour a day wasted becomes 365 hours gone forever. The difference between average and extraordinary is often hidden in what people do with their free time. It's easy to say you don't have time, but the truth is, we make time for what matters to us. If something is important enough, you will protect it, you will schedule it, you will prioritize it. So if your dreams keep getting pushed aside, maybe it's time to ask yourself, are they truly a priority or just a wish? Time exposes what you value. There will come a day when you wish you had the energy you have right now, the mobility you have right now, the opportunities you have right now, the people around you right now. We assume there will be more chances, more conversations, more sunsets. But life is fragile. Moments are fragile. How many times have you said, I'll call them tomorrow, only for tomorrow to turn into weeks? How many times have you delayed starting because you were waiting for perfect conditions? Perfect conditions are a myth. The perfect time is now. Not because now is ideal, but because now is real. You don't build a meaningful life in giant leaps. You build it in daily decisions, in how you spend your mornings, in how you respond to setbacks, in whether you choose growth over comfort when no one is watching. There is someone out there with less talent than you, less resources than you, less support than you, but they are ahead of you simply because they use their time better. That's not meant to discourage you. It's meant to empower you. Because if time is the greatest asset, then you are wealthier than you think. Every sunrise is a deposit. Every hour is currency, and you get to decide where it goes. You can spend it on excuses, or you can invest it in effort. You can spend it comparing yourself to others, or you can invest it in becoming better than yesterday. You can spend it waiting for permission, or you can invest it in taking responsibility. No one else can manage your time for you. No one else can chase your vision for you. No one else can reclaim the hours you've already lost. But starting today, you can choose differently. Guard your mornings, protect your focus, eliminate what drains you, say no to what doesn't align with your purpose. Say yes to the things that challenge you to grow. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. One day, you will look back at this season of your life. The question is, will you be proud of how you used it? Will you say, I gave it everything I had? Or will you wonder, what could have happened if you had taken your time more seriously? You don't need more time. You need more intention, because your time is your greatest asset. And every second you waste is a piece of your life you'll never get back. So use it wisely. And one day, sooner than you think, this chapter of your life will be over. The late nights, the early mornings, the opportunities sitting quietly in front of you right now, they won't last forever. You will not remember every scroll, every distraction, every excuse, but you will remember the moments you chose courage, the days you showed up when it was hard, the times you invested in yourself instead of doubting yourself. Time is not just ticking, it is shaping you. Every second is either building your future or feeding your regrets. So from this moment forward, decide that your hours matter. Decide that your focus is sacred. Decide that your life is too valuable to be spent on autopilot, fear, or delay. You don't need a new year. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a decision that your time will no longer be wasted, a decision that your potential will no longer be postponed, a decision that when the final page is written, it will tell a story of effort, courage, and intention. The clock is moving. Make sure it's moving you forward.